Hello and welcome back to another live. People, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you're new. We're trying to reach 1K subscribers, and Alfie's link is in the title. As always, people, welcome back. And yeah, another very fun Premier League weekend. That was sarcasm. That was sarcasm. And I'm sure we'll get into everything. But listen, Alfie, bro, another win for you guys. Another good weekend. Another good weekend. How you been, man? How you been?
Well, it was a much better weekend as far as the Premier League was concerned for me, on my hand, other than you. Obviously, we all saw what happened with West Ham, but I was actually pleasantly surprised by the way that we performed on Sunday. I didn't expect us to be as cutthroat as I thought we were going to be, because if the last game after a Champions League fixture is anything to go by, we were fairly poor. So to get a 4-0 win, even though it's against Ipswich, is quite refreshing.
Yeah, fair. Melon says we're all going to Roclaw. I don't know what that is. What's Roclaw? Uh, big up Max and nothing. Big up AK. Big up
Big
Melon.
up.
Hope you're having a drunk Easter. Any excuse to get on the bevies. Melon, let us know if you were drunk on Easter. You probably were, knowing you. But
Well, I mean, yesterday was 420, so I'm sure there's a lot of people out there.
yeah,
420 on an Easter Sunday as well. That
yeah,
Nazareth pack, as was
yeah,
mentioned.
yeah. Oh my
Shout out
days.
Elijah.
Shout out Elijah every single time, bro. That Pro Club's a fucking compilation. Go and check that out if you haven't already, people, because that took me a long time to edit. That took me a long time to edit. You know, you look like you're just having a stroke, bro. Like,
I probably am, and I just don't know it.
big up Wasim as well. So big up
Big up
Max
my
and
team.
Alfie. So yeah, like obviously you went away to Ipswich and won. You basically confirmed their relegation because, mathematically, like it still would be technically on if they had a somewhat decent goal difference and we were just a little bit more of spazzes than we already are. But I didn't watch the game. I haven't even seen the goals. So like, what are you even expecting from the like rest of the season? This is just a case of it doesn't matter until we get to the Champions League because you've got Palace in a week as well. So I would
We've
have
got Palace
expected
on Wednesday.
players rested. Yeah, I was gonna say you got Palace midweek. So like, would you expect more players rested, or do you think that you're just gonna keep the momentum up for PSG?
Well, I'd like to think that we'd be a bit more cautious. Obviously, as we've known as I have known, obviously a lot of people, depending on how they felt about the season, would have said that the title race was done at a specific game. I said it was done after Bournemouth personally, but it's been done for a while in my opinion. So the Champions League's been the only thing that we've had to fight for, and it's become clear over the past few days and over the past few games as well that we are prioritising the Champions League for the rest of the season. That doesn't mean we should take our foot off the gas in terms of the Premier League. I still feel like yes, we're only going to get second, but we don't want it to be tight at the same time. We don't want to have it be like what down to the last game, and we get there, and it could be another one of the top five that overtakes us for second. So while I while I understand the idea of prioritizing the Champions League, I don't want us to drop gear in the Premier League. I want us to get as many points as we possibly can over the last four or five games, so that we've got a decent finish, even though we all know it's not the finish that we wanted.
Uh, Charlie says, "Why do you care about finishing second?"
I don't care about finishing second, but I'd rather finish second than third, if that makes sense.
I hear you. I hear you. I think it. I was thinking about this earlier today when it comes to the back end of the season. I was listening to I think something Rant said about not having any free hits in a season if you're getting paid a big amount to manage a football club. And to some degree, I agree because I feel like unless you've already won the league, I don't really see a free hit to anyone. Even if you're like mid-table, um, like just in general, just trying to get over the line and stuff, you want to end on a high
Yeah.
because like it doesn't happen all the time, but most teams that end on a high usually take it into the next season and stuff, and they'll take their confidence into preseason and hopefully carry it on. Even though it's a big gap, usually teams carry on the same form because they've found their formula, etc. So I don't really see a free hit for any manager unless you've already won something. Like if you've
Mm.
already won the league anyway, and you're out of every competition. like Liverpool, for example. If we're like Liverpool are pretty much going to confirm the league against Tottenham, I assume. So that's the only time I'd say a free hit. But other than that, I hear that because like with Arsenal, what I would say is people like Saka don't just come back. So I don't know. Like, cool, you beat Ipswich. You would have beaten Ipswich without Saka. You don't need Saka to beat Ipswich. Saka's your like one of your best players, if not your best player. He literally did what he did against Real Madrid. Don't run him into the ground again, and like until you get to PSG sort of thing, where he can play 90 minutes and you can try and finish PSG off in the first leg or whatever the plan is. And now, brother, it doesn't make sense to me. Arsenal want to be the first team to beat the Press 3 years in a row. Oh, fuck it,
Charlie.
But was you impressed with any certain performances? Do you think when you come up against PSG, yeah, the starting 11's already set out? It's similar to the Real Madrid one, or do you think there's anything that can like push for it? Do you think it's a chance for fringe players to take their chance in the league games to push for it?
Well, I definitely think there'll be the option for them to try and push for the starting 11. Obviously, I think any player in this situation will want to be pushing to play in the starting lineup of a Champions League semi-final. They're going to want to be there. So I don't know. I feel like Arteta may go for the same starting 11 that beat Madrid. Whether he will, I don't know. I don't understand why he would change it because it's work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, I can understand the eagerness of some of the other players, maybe like a Zinchenko, to come into midfield and replace Partey or be suspended for the first game. So there's a possibility that some players could get into the starting 11.
Yeah, then coming on to that, big up to Dave as well. It says big up lads, big up to Warriors, says big up Alfie and Fabianski. Don't know who Fabianski is, mate.
Alfie Humble.
And Charlie says who's going to be your midfield three first game with no Partey? Because is Jorginho also suspended or is he injured? No, he's injured, isn't it? Arteta said he's injured.
I've heard he said he's injured, but I've heard that there's a chance that he could be fit for the first leg. Whether he will be, I don't know.
Would you put Skelly in midfield?
What, and play Tierney at left back? If he was going to play Tierney at left back, then I would be behind putting Lewis Skelly in midfield to replace Partey. I feel like he'll have enough of a defensive presence to come in for Partey and do the job that he does. And obviously, when Partey comes back, move Lewis Skelly back to left back.
Yeah, because I was thinking Erdegaard Rice and let Lewis Skelly just drive with the ball a bit. And then, because he's got that ability, I think, either Tierney at left back or I know Ben White hasn't looked the same, but like Ben White right back, Timber left back, I would have thought because Calafiori shouldn't play.
No,
don't think Calafiori against whoever winger is like because they rotate all the time, whether it's Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. I ain't trusting Calafiori against anyone. Not gonna lie,
no.
I don't trust Calafiori. I don't trust Calafiori against I shouldn't say this name, Southampton wingers, let alone PSG, if I'm being 100% honest. But yeah, honestly, run up the likes, people, as Warrior says. Tierney is better than the smelly one. Tierney is one of the better left backs in the league because and
we're letting him go.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That's the problem as well. Like he's going back to Celtic. Cool, he's injury prone. I get it, but I feel like a properly run club would have had like a ready-made centre back, ready-made left back. Sorry. Where they can it's just as good as Tierney. So when Tierney is injured, the level doesn't drop when he is out for a long time, but also have someone like a Lewis Skelly that has that energy. So it's like with Reece James, for example. I know Gusto isn't playing that good for Chelsea right now, but it made sense at the time for me when Reece James is injured, you have someone of Gusto's quality, but now they've got a manager that doesn't suit Gusto to their system necessarily. Speaking of Chelsea, big up Yasser. Big up Max and Alfie. Stop the likes, people. Stop the likes, people. Alfie's think it's in the title, people. You're not subscribed to Alfie, you're fucking fraud.
100%, man. 100%. 5. That's getting clipped. But yeah, 100%. Make sure we're trying to get to 500 by the end of this year, 400 by the end of the season, and this is gone. We've already confirmed this.
Yeah. So Alfie's going to go bald if you get into 400 subs before the end of the season. So spread the word, people. Spread the word. I take Tierney in a heartbeat. I've always liked Kieran Tierney. And listen, like, maybe I don't know whether Tierney would have gone to West Ham, but Emerson's probably going this year. I would have loved Tierney on a free. Tierney on a free would have been perfect. That is someone Ollie Scholes could learn off. That would be a good
Yeah.
if Emerson's going, like, you'd learn off someone like Tierney, because Scholes is like the same profile as him, but like a very young, more raw. He's going to be that kind of left back once he grows into the first team. So Tierney is someone I would love at West Ham. I know it's perfect for us because he's injury prone as well, but at the same time, I don't care. Big up Musty as well. Everyone big up Alfred and Mikey. Big up to Musty every single time. What's up with your boy Matty B too, bro? He's a proper poser. What? Touchline? I'll touchline, man. I'll touchline. I don't know what you're referring to be fair, but listen, touchline's touchline, man. Touchline's box office. Yeah, I'm definitely that is getting clipped. You can see a lot of clips over the week because I've finally got a few, especially from the Pro Club stream as well, because that was probably the best one we've done. If I'm being 100% real, that's probably the best stream we've done so far. But is this? Oh my days! Fuck off, man! I nearly actually read that out. But so, like, you feel like you got a starting 11 already for PSG. So Merino, let's talk Mikel Merino. A lot of people would have written him off a few months ago, said he was a bit of a dud signing or whatever. But I feel like the past few months he's really stepped up into a role he's actually never played before. Obviously, it doesn't mean he's the oracle, doesn't mean he's the answer, but squad players step up when they're needed. Squad players step up when you need to turn to these certain players. What have you made of Mikel Merino over the past,
I completely agree in being one of those people that when it was announced that Marino was going to be playing as our striker, especially after the Leicester game, we're all sat there scratching our heads going, what's going on here? What are we doing playing Marino at striker? But to be perfectly honest with you, Mikes, this guy's proved me wrong. He has done really well in a position that he's not natural in. He's been an incredible asset to the team in the position that he's playing. And he's done incredibly well, and he's proved me wrong. And I'm happy to be proved wrong.
Big up Elijah for the raid. Big up Elijah for the raid every single time. Thank you, Elijah, for the raid every single time. We're literally just talking about pro clubs.
That's my midfielder. That's my fucking midfielder. Hold tight, Elijah.
Yeah, Elijah, proper number 6.
100%.
And proper number 8 as well. So big
unlike,
up to Elijah.
Unlike a certain someone whose name we will not say.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But big up to Elijah for the raid. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, people. We're trying to reach 1K and Alfie's trying to reach 500. So subscribe to Alfie's. Link is in the title. So big up to someone random. Big up to TTM. Obviously Musty. Big up to Mello as always as well. And yeah, proper midfielder with Elijah, bruv. So speaking of proper midfielders, you're obviously just referring to Mikel Merino. Like, what do you think has triggered him into coming into his own? Do you think he's just settled? Or is it a case of he's rising to the big occasions? He's one of the people where he'll rise for the occasion when he's needed, but like again in a normal game, he's not all that because there's nothing to play for. Like, what do you think?
I think obviously, as we saw at the start of the season, this guy was seen as a bit of a bozo. Didn't really seem like he knew what he was doing. I was one of those people that was turning around saying he was playing better at Newcastle when he was last in the Premier League. But since he's moved into the striker position, he's done incredibly well. Not just as a striker either. He's providing link-up play as well. I mean, take the assist for Martinelli on Sunday as an example. Like the knowledge to see Martinelli running into that space, to have the knowledge that he's there, and a quick little flick, and it's 2-0. So he's done incredibly well in position. Just don't start him there from the new season. Go and buy a striker.
Do you think people would rate him more if you guys already had some form of left centre midfielder where he could just come in and do his job when he's needed, sort of thing, not like a starter? Do you reckon you just signed a squad player in that sense?
I feel like if we had a midfielder that was our starting left centre mid, and Marino would be the player that would dip in and dip out of games and do the job that needed to be done with 15, 20 minutes to go, I feel like we'd rate him a lot higher. But since we were looking at him to be that quote unquote Xhaka replacement, I'm sat there he's not really been that. I mean, he's not really had the same link up with Martinelli. Yes, he did create the assist, but he's not had the same link up with Martinelli that Xhaka had. So to call him a Xhaka replacement is kind of unfair. But I feel like if he was just a squad player, he'd, he'd, he'd be seen a lot better by Arsenal fans, in my opinion.
Musty, bruv, has no chill. Alfie, Havertz died, Bomber. Like, what the fuck? I think Marino has done okay. I think he only looks as good as he has because of how shit Arsenal's other strikers are. Maybe it's
Fair.
like you needed like someone new there. Like with it,
Yeah,
it was like a mispro. Maybe it's as similar to like when like a couple years ago Arsenal strikers would be doing shit. All of a sudden, Nketiah comes in for a game and scores, and then everyone thinks we should start Nketiah every week. And then you know what happens when you start Nketiah every week? Arsenal go dry again. So maybe it's something like that where it's just like it's just a freshly face where like you can give you something different and give you something different on the pitch rather than someone of quality starting up front. Because you know what, to be fair, as much as he's not a striker, I think, for example, like the Real Madrid game, especially like in the first leg, I think he done really well in just playing his role in terms of he's a midfielder, so he's naturally just going to drop deep and just draw defenders out. And what Arsenal did well in that game was stay away from Asensio and Rudiger because they're not the weakness. They have no midfield for some reason, even though they've got their names. Like Camavinga needed help in that game before he got his red. He didn't have any help. So Marino dropped deep and just scored. Like stay away from the centre backs, drop deep, stay on the edge of the box, and put it in the back of the net. I think that's what he did well. You avoided the defenders. I think if you guys don't get a striker, it's even more of a disgrace with your new sporting director. But at the same time, if you don't get a striker, find someone who's so good, and I mean so good at dropping deep and helping bring in the wingers, because you've got no excuse. If you can't sign a striker of a number 9 that Arteta has supposedly needed for all these years, then sign someone different. Because it's not like you have an excuse if the striker market's dead. One, you have an academy. One, you're a big club. One, you've got a lot of money. There's no excuse whatsoever in terms of, well, who can we buy sort of thing. So that's just my opinion. It's like PSG have it with like they don't have a striker. Well, they have strikers, but they don't use them. So they even loan Kolo Muani out and subbed Goncalo Ramos on. With a shout at the carpet bomber. Dave is funny, fam. Dave is funny. Desiree Doué plays there. Dembele plays there. They don't even have a out and out like player that just stays in the middle and scores goals. They just play wingers there. You guys don't even have the wingers to do that apart from Saka. So that's something you need to look at. I don't think it's a thing of like a striker solves everything if we've gone through before. I feel like every week on this show we talked about Arsenal and strikers, but that's kind of the story of Arsenal over the past couple of years. You were saying ever since this show started and ever since you've been on the channel, Arsenal need a striker. You were saying it in the transfer window last year. You were saying it in August. You were saying, how have Arsenal not got a striker? You've gone into the season. You've done well to an extent, not in the league, but in the Champions League, you've done well to get to the semi-final, and you don't have a striker. What if it comes to a situation where you come up against Inter in the final, let's say? That's when you guys struggled. I watched Inter versus Arsenal earlier this season. Inter have stayed the same. You guys have stayed the same. So I see that game going exactly how it was. Like, if you face Barca, you've got a bigger chance because they leave gaps. But who is there going to run in behind of the gaps? Like, you guys are already running behind. I don't think.
I think recently the only time I've seen us actually running behind the defensive line was the second goal. But then again, the Real Madrid defensive line was pushed up so far that it was kind of easy for Martinelli to run in behind.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Charlie's so shameless because I remember what you were saying before Arsenal beat Madrid second leg. So, yeah, Charlie's funny, fam. Charlie is funny. Our owners have been jealous of Leicester. You see our owners here. Like, just like I'm not going to talk about West Ham, but just Lil Dirk, man. If you got any more money to send out another hit, I've got 3 people for you. I've got 2 people for you. I'll pay you £5. £5. That's it. It deal or not. Someone at Lil Dirk say if he's interested to do it from prison. Listen, I'll do the sentence. I'll sacrifice it. Fuck it. I'll sacrifice it. Charlie gets his knob out for old ladies. Okay. What? Like, for fuck's sake, Leeds are back. Easy transition. Burnley and Leeds are back in the Premier League.
The yo-yos have returned.
What's your thoughts? Burnley and Leeds are back. Man, the teams in the Championship potentially are Sheffield United. Right now, especially right now. Sheffield United, Bristol City, Sunderland, and then either Coventry, Middlesbrough, well, potentially Millwall, but I doubt it. Like, thoughts?
I mean, obviously the first two, Burnley and Leeds, they're obviously back, but they're out on a day trip, as Mark Goldbridge put it. So they'll be straight back down come May next year. As for who I'd prefer in terms of the other teams to come up through the playoffs, I'd probably go with Sunderland. I think it'd be good to see Sunderland back in the Premier League. They've certainly got a bit more exciting in terms of the way that they play since they were last in the Prem. It kind of went dull. Funnily enough, their last full-time manager in the Prem was David Moyes. So, but it would be good to see Sunderland back in the Premier League. Maybe even Bristol City as well. I mean, that'd be a good away day. Go down to Ashton Gate.
Yeah.
But apart from that, fuck off. Ashton Gate, nah. But yeah, if I had to choose who I'd take up in the Premier League to win the playoffs, it'd probably be Sunderland.
Same. Barclays Heritage.
Facts.
Barclays Heritage, Sunderland versus Newcastle. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle will probably win both games, but it would be fun to see that derby on a regular basis.
I feel like this is just our nostalgia talking.
Yeah, honestly, like, because I watched Leeds Stoke today, bro. The fall off of Stoke needs to be studied, yeah, because they were 5 down in the first half. Leeds put 5 past them in the first half.
What, Daniel Fox Leeds?
Yeah, Daniel Fox Leeds. And do you know what's so funny about that, bro? I saw the record. It said on Sky, 51 wins out of 101 games or some shit like that. So how are you near 50%? And you bottled the playoff final last year. And you're about to... Well, you got promoted and you could win the championship this year. This guy is going to get Leeds relegated if he's not careful. Because I think Leeds' squad could actually survive in the Prem if they didn't have Farke. If they didn't have Daniel Farke, they could survive.
I mean, we've seen this guy with Norwich. Like, this guy felt with Norwich and he had Timu Pukki up front.
Yeah, he had Cantwell when he was good.
Cantwell as well, yeah. So
he had Max Aarons, he had Jamal Lewis. Like, it wasn't a bad team.
He had some good players in that Norwich team. He just was inept in doing what he needed to do to stay in the Premier League, and rightly so. Norwich went down.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see Leeds, Burnley, and Sheffield United. I don't mind Leeds coming back because Leeds haven't been in the Prem for that long. Burnley, I don't.
Scott Parker's Burnley as well. They'll be down by Christmas.
Honestly, they'll be not similar to Southampton, but more like a Leicester. Like, wait, Cantwell was a proper. I went to school with him. Oh my days, you went to school with him.
You went to school with what? Todd Cantwell.
Oh shit. That's. You must have hated him in school to call him a proper knob then. That's funny. You got any stories, Sean? You got any stories? I got banned from going near any of the Norwich Academy players for death threats. What? Nah, I need context to this. This guy has stories, you know. Like, bring up to Charlie. This guy has stories on stories and stories, bro. I've got like the only person I went to school with was Rhian Brewster. But I actually didn't know I went to school with him until after secondary school, because I went to school with him in primary school. Obviously, he's 3 years older than me. But I posted a picture on my Snapchat at the time, because at the time I was using Snapchat. And he was in a picture of him as a ball boy from West Ham, and we're taking a picture of Steven Gerrard, because I think he was actually a Liverpool fan growing up. And so someone replied to me from my area that obviously is my friend. He was like, he's from Chadwell Heath. He went to school in the secondary school. And I was like, say swear. So I looked him up. He was born here in Chadwell Heath, and he went to my primary school. It said it on his Wikipedia, and I was like, hold on a sec. So all the time I was going to school with this guy, I didn't even know him.
Do you remember that clip of him that came out after the Champions League final with him sat there getting a trim, wearing his medal?
Yeah. Hey, he's the only player that I'm like proper biased for, just because he's from my area. There's no one else from my area. Like, I'm not even biased towards West Ham players like this. It's just Rhian Brewster. That's it. He doesn't even know who I am.
Doesn't even play for West Ham.
No, he doesn't. I just back him because of Chadwell Heath. Like,
well, in that case, I'll be biased towards Eze then. Grew up in Greenwich, my boy.
There's a lot of Southeast boys.
Yeah, Southeast is on top. I'm telling you.
But did you grow up in Greenwich?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you grew up in Greenwich and moved to the sticks.
Greenwich was always the sticks, as far as I'm concerned.
But you could like, there's like rich houses around Greenwich though, when you go like cable cars and shit.
Yeah.
Was you pulled on the street or some shit? Like, what the
No.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Because I always thought Greenwich was like the better part of South London, but if that's the sticks as well, then what the fuck is wrong with South?
A lot.
Todd was a scrawny little batty boy. Did he back it out in the changing rooms? Saliba, he was perfect and up his own ass.
He was a prefect. Damn.
I went to school with Todd Campbell. I always used to get him and Gallagher confused. They look so alike. They had the same trim and everything. Same trim. But I went secondary with Ainsley mate. Well, I didn't go with him, but he went to my secondary, Ainsley mate than ours. Why is he coming off his line?
Why is he coming off his line, bruv?
Like, but yeah, by the time I was in the secondary school, he already went to he was probably on loan at Ipswich at this point.
I remember telling you I went to primary school with a former Arsenal academy goalkeeper.
Oh, who was it again?
Ovie Ejaria.
Oh yeah, isn't he the Bosnian? Is he Bosnian or some shit?
No.
Is he English?
Yes, but not.
He declares for another country.
I think he declares for another country. I'm not too sure. I don't think I've seen him play any international football. But he plays for Midtjylland in Denmark, I think.
Oh, that's still a good level. Because they breed young talent there. All the Norwich Academy players were cunts apart from Mitchie FSA. I've seen that name before, but I don't think I've ever seen him play. Like that fair enough. I forgot you grew up there. Like around my area, everyone says they had a trial at West Ham. Moving like Jay Cartwright. Yeah. Everyone's moving like Jay Cartwright around here. Like everyone would lie and say, I'm good at football, I had a trial at West Ham because they're from East.
I might have to come to Chadwell Heath and just interview a bunch of random people and say, did you have trials at West Ham?
You might have to.
And just have like a counter in the bottom corner of how many of them say yes.
Yeah, you might actually have to. Obviously, the area's changed a lot since, but at the same time, West Ham used to train here.
Yeah.
So that's why. But obviously, the academy still train here. The women's team train here. But the men's senior team, before they moved to Upton Park, before they moved to London Stadium, used to train here when we were playing at Upton Park and shit. So I got to see the players a couple of times just because of that. Mellon probably had a trial at West Ham. I doubt it. I heard Mellon was drinking from the age of 3. I highly doubt it. I'll be real. But who do you like? Tottenham Forest.
That's why we didn't sign Mellon for GVOFC. He failed the breathalyzer. That's why we didn't sign him.
Yeah, exactly.
He kept coming into training asking to play. We breathalyzed him, and he was constantly pissed. So we had to keep telling him no.
Yeah, he kept asking for spare change.
Exactly.
Mellon been on a crack pipe for a hot second. Hey.
I saw him lighting it up. I was leaving training the other day. Obviously we had training. Thankfully, it weren't the same session where Vodge two-footed Patrick and he went flying in the air. Thankfully, it wasn't that session. But I come out the training session. I've just seen Mellon outside the training ground lighting it up. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Fair enough, we said no, but
Yeah.
Don't turn to them things just because we did pick you.
Man, never takes no for an answer. No Philly. Spurs let me down. I cheered when Pigeon scored. Tottenham
Oh,
Forest.
don't tell me Richarlison scored.
Yeah, Richarlison scored, but they didn't win.
Yeah, but even so, I hate seeing it whenever that guy scores. I just don't like Richarlison.
Do you know what it is with Richarlison as well? It takes him a lot of opportunities to score because he missed like 2 sitters before that, bro. Like, if I'm a defender, I'm genuinely letting him have a free header. Like, I know he scored that one, but I would generally just let him have a free header because the amount of free headers I've seen this guy miss over the past few years is outstanding. It's genuinely outstanding because how do you miss that many free headers? R9 is a baller. Yeah, R9 is a baller. Not that R9. But yeah, the fucking top four race is the only thing interesting about the Prem right now.
Well, I mean, it's
Like
the
you've
top
got,
five this year.
yeah, it is top five. You've got a lot of teams competing for them. But who do you think's going through? Who do you think's going through to the top five?
I think it might have it. It'll probably end up being Forest. I feel like they'll have that fire in their belly to get the job done. Now, obviously, they saw what Chelsea did yesterday, reacted to that, beat Spurs tonight. So I can see them going into the Champions League next year. As for who finishes fourth and fifth, I think it might. I think Newcastle will probably get it done as well, but I
Mm-hmm.
think fifth might just be a fight between Chelsea and City.
Yeah, I think uh, I think the top five will stay how it is. I'm generally not because I hate Chelsea, because I've been objective this whole time. But I do think I always said that I don't think the Chelsea top five thing is as cut and dry as people think, where they're completely out of it. Because Villa also got a chance. Unfortunately, Bournemouth probably don't. But I would like to see Bournemouth get eighth, just so
Will
they
they
can
get
have.
Europa?
No, they get Conference League if they get eighth. Because they'd be bottom. Because there's an extra five for Champions League. Sixth and seventh will get Europa. So,
Eighth
but
will get
Villa have a
Champions League.
chance as well. Yeah, eighth will get Conference League. So Villa have a chance. Chelsea have a chance, but I think top five will just about stay how it is. I think City have got a bit of a run going on. They found like their starting 11 sort of thing that they can hang towards just until the end of the season, just so they can grind out results, etc. Um, Even though they don't look like Manchester City, I think they're just trying to get to the end of the season so they can look like Man City again next season. I think with Newcastle, yeah, like I know they lost their last game, but they always lose at Villa away. I can't remember the last time they won at Villa away, so I think they'll be fine. They were literally on a great streak before that. They're kind of wishy-washy though.
Mm.
I know Charlie obviously is doing the whole West Ham are going to beat Forest thing, but I think me and you, Charlie, I know you deep down that you know. I know you can't put your Forest hatred to a side, but I think you know what's going to happen. I think you know that they're beating us, bro. Just because they'll sit back. We don't. Our players are that stupid that we can't play in possession, and we'll get hit on the counter and probably concede at the end. So I don't think we're going to beat Forest. We probably won't win a game to the end of the season, but it kind of doesn't matter because Ipswich are fucking shit. But that kind of sums it up. I think the top five will stay how it is.
Yeah.
I think it'll stay how it is. Whether it's in order or not, who cares? But that was the first time Forest dropped out of the top five since December, and it was just because they played a game less. Little did they know they would beat Tottenham, which I didn't have
I
as a
think everyone
guarantee.
beats Tottenham. I think everyone beats Tottenham.
Apart from
There's
us,
no,
we've got Tottenham at home. We haven't beaten Tottenham at home in 4 years.
no, there's a difference, man. You're coming up against. Oh, I always win in my second season and Tottenham. You're coming up against that Spurs. You're coming up against the Spurs team that sat in what 15th,
We're 17th.
regardless.
We're worse. We're still worse than them.
Tottenham are shit,
We're shit.
but Tottenham are shitter. It's
You
just the
reckon?
way it is.
I don't think they're shitter than us. This is just me though. That's how
I,
big.
my personal opinion, I think you guys beat Frankfurt convincingly. across those two legs in the quarterfinal. I think West Ham do that. A fully strength West Ham team. I feel like you guys beat Frankfurt convincingly. Tottenham struggled.
At this current moment in time, I don't think so. But maybe if he gets a preseason and all that, maybe. I don't know. But I don't think so. I don't think we beat Frankfurt. I think we would have. Then again, players rise for big occasions, so maybe our players would have risen. But I don't think a lot of these players don't have any balls. A lot of these players are a bunch of Jaden Smiths. Just their balls are completely cut off. Completely cut off. Like these men don't have any balls. I don't promote the violence, but many people need like a good slap right now.
Good slaps right now.
Yeah, like do you know that meme of the guy in a changing room when he just goes bang, 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 bang in a Sunday league changing room? That's what I just want to do to the West Ham players. They all deserve it. Like everyone apart from Bowen, Fulkirk, Wan-Bissaka, Todibo, Emerson, Scholes.
I managed to actually catch Fulkirk's interview after your game. What did you make of that?
Brilliant. I loved it. We needed that interview 6 years ago. We needed someone like that when people were sticking corner flags in the middle of the pitch. We needed someone like that because we only had Noble and Antonio. Like Antonio wouldn't go out in an interview and say it, but he's that kind of character. Cresswell wouldn't go out in an interview and say it. As much as I don't like Cresswell, he's that kind of character. We haven't had anyone like that since Noble left. As much as I like Bowen is a leader by example captain, not a leader captain. He's a great representation of the club. Fantastic representation of the club because he got one of the biggest moments in our history, but also he's our most clutch player, he's our best player, he's our goal scorer. If he doesn't score, no one scores. But also he does actually take that responsibility on board on the pitch. However, we need someone like that more. We need more players like Fulkirk, like in terms of character, in terms of mentality. What you're saying in interview, because he just came from a Champions League final. He just came from playing Champions League football. So I expect that kind of mentality from someone like that. I expect leadership. And that's what I wanted. It's a shame that I had to come up again and I had to come out from a game like Southampton at home where we should have won. We should have won. We should be winning. But what did I say about match? If anyone watched my match preview, you would know I said we're either going to draw or lose. And the thing is, I don't predict this shit for the sake of it. Because I know this club. I don't predict this shit for the sake of it. I predict it because I know this club. I know exactly what this club is like. But I don't think I predicted a single win this season. Apart from Leicester at home, which we did win.
You even predicted West Ham to lose at the Emirates.
Yeah, of course. I never thought I thought last year was a fluke.
And you were pleasantly surprised, as we saw on Waterloo.
Yeah, and even to be fair to yourself, even though you said you were going to win, you weren't completely convinced.
No,
you weren't convinced. And we won back-to-back games. Cool, that's something Man United hasn't been able to do this season. But we haven't won a game since then. We haven't won a game since that Leicester game after the Arsenal game. We have not won a game since. We lost to Newcastle 5 margins. Cool. I can't even fucking remember the other games apart from the Liverpool game. I don't remember who we played. I don't fucking remember. But do you know why I don't remember? It's because every game is the same. Every single game is the same to me now. Every game. Every game feels like a conglomerate of shit. It just feels like diarrhea put in someone's mouth, bro. It legit just feels like a bunch of dog shit. I said end the season in September. The season, we're in April now. I just want to get out the country. I want to accelerate to June, go to Greece and live life. I don't want to have to put up and be in East London and enjoy West Ham nonsense. Because you see, when I turned off this fucking StreamYard, I'm actually not thinking about football. I was out yesterday. I enjoyed my life. And then I remembered I support West Ham United. I was on the train home and I realized I have to go and talk about West Ham tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that. That's what I realized when I walked home. That's what I realized. I was enjoying my life and then I realized I support West Ham. That is what my life is. Life is going well. And then I realized, oh, football exists. When I go home, I have to look at West Ham shirts behind me because I did it for a setup for my YouTube channel. I have to look at a Conference League flag, which nothing's been good ever since then. I have
Life
to look.
peaked then.
When I go into my house, I have a fucking picture of us lifting the Conference League. I have to look at that and be like, where's shit? Where's shit? This is what my life is. I have to look at old pictures of me in West Ham shirts as a kid. I have to look at that and be like, you know what? We're still shit. I'm 21. We were shit when I was wearing that shirt then, and we're still shit now. I have to look at my mum and realize you're the reason why I support West Ham. You're half the reason. We're shit. I've got my contacts. My dad is texting me. I realize you're the other half of the reason why we support West Ham. We're shit. I'm genuinely being serious. Like, I can't be asked with this club, man. Like, I don't like.
I've just got the image in my head of you messaging your dad going, "We're shit and it's all your fault."
I haven't done that, but I've got no choice because you know why? I'm gonna do the same to my children. You're supporting West Ham. You know why you're supporting West Ham? Because life ain't easy. And this is the best way to teach you that life ain't easy. By the time I have kids, hopefully I'm wealthy. I'll give you everything, but you have to support West Ham. You have to, and that will train your life. And I hope it does, because you will end up exactly like me, lines on my forehead at 21 because of this club, bruv. I've still got my hairline. That's all I've got. I'm convinced I am not 6 foot because of this club. I'm convinced somehow I am short because of this club. Like, genuinely. I'm convinced. I'm 5'7" with lines on my forehead because of this club. I'm not rich because of this club. Like, everything in my life that goes wrong is because of this club.
Your glasses broke because of this club.
My glasses broke because of this club. My glasses broke on the same day we drew to Bournemouth. That's West Ham's fault. That's West Ham's fault. I went to watch West Ham Southampton half blind. Thank God. Thank God I was training my eyes to watch that shit. Who would have, like, thank God my glasses came today instead of fucking Saturday, bro. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God my glasses dropped. You think imagine I saw that in fucking 4K. In 4K vision against Southampton, bottom of the league. Yes, thank you for remembering. I have shit neighbours because of West Ham United. Every time they make noise and their stupid kids are crying, stop crying, you fucking 5-year-old. Fucking go to sleep. It's because of West Ham. It's because of West Ham. I just want to toe punt my neighbour's children so bad. In the morning. Every time I wake up at 6 in the morning when I'm on my day off, and these kids are fucking crying. And these fucking kids go outside. You go outside in your garden to cry. My room is outside. Why can I hear you? Why can I hear you crying? Some cunt driving their car in my fucking neighborhood. It's because of this club. Why are you revving your car? You're in Chapel Heath. What are you got to rev your car about? You're in Chapel Heath. I was in Tottenham Court Road trying to get home, and the Elizabeth line was closed off. That is West Ham's fault. That is West Ham's fault. I had to use the fucking Central line to get to Stratford.
I beg you, clip this up and post this. I swear to God. I'm fucking dying right now, Mike.
This is all West Ham's fault.
I'm dying right now because of West Ham, then. I'm dying of laughter because of...
You're dying of laughter because of West Ham. It's because of this shit club. You see, everything in my life is going well, but it's 0 out of 10 because of West Ham. Everything is 0 out of 10 because of West Ham.
Next, you're going to be... Here's another one. You're single because of West Ham.
I didn't want to mention it, but yes, I'm single because of West Ham. Fuck it. Fuck it. This is why I'm single. I'm not even looking for a girlfriend, right? I ain't got time for a girl. But if I was looking and I get turned down, it's because of West Ham. I'm not blaming myself. I'm not taking any accountability for anything in my life. It's West Ham's fault. I'm reminded Every single time. I don't think about football unless I'm doing a video or doing fucking streams or whatever. But I have to look around my room and then see West Ham everywhere. I go to the gym wearing sports clothing. So I'm like, what am I wearing to the gym? Say, oh, West Ham shirt. Can I go outside and check where Heath and not get laughed at wearing a West Ham shirt? Oh, we lost on the weekend, so probably I'll get laughed at, but fuck it. Every time I go out in Chadwell Heath in a West Ham shirt, because I live in the West Ham area, everyone just goes, way, West Ham. So they don't laugh at me because they probably support West Ham as well. And there's always people doing fucking construction. They're like, way, West Ham, when I'm walking to the gym. So I don't get any shit. I don't get any shit. He was in the body blue. No, I was not in the body blue line. I was not in the body blue line. West Ham needs to take over. They need to take over. They need to shake over. They need to make over, bruv. I don't care, bruv. They need everything, bruv. Like, everything is because of this club. Every single thing. Like, my fucking LED lights are broken because of this club. That's why the lighting looks shit, because the fucking lights are broken. The lights are broken. I have to get new lights because of West Ham. If I go broke and homeless one day, it's because of West Ham.
You should ask David Sullivan to buy you some new lights.
He probably's got lights for his own bedroom, the fucking kinky bastard, bro. Probably got an eggplant light. Fucking dickhead. Fucking old cunt. You got 2 days left, fam.
Say hi to the Pope for us.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, bro. Can we trade? Can we trade the Pope for him? Trade him. I don't care. Bring the Pope back.
Swap deal. Swap deal.
Swap deal with heaven, hell. I don't know where the Pope is. I don't know what.
Heaven FC. Heaven FC.
Heaven FC or Hell FC. Let's trade the Pope for Sullivan. I don't care. I do not care.
That's getting clips as well. Trade the Pope for Sullivan. Oh my god.
I'm gonna read out this prick's comment as well. Commented on my video, chatting shit as well. I'm on one. Who cares?
Fuck it, I'm on one. Oh my god.
I made a fucking thing about Sufal and about the fact that he'll have a stinker, and then he'll fucking give a shirt to the fans. Then people will say bleeds claret and blue and talk about that instead of fucking he had a shit performance today. You should give your fucking shirt to kids, you fucking spaz. But the guy fucking commented on my thing saying, I don't get your point really. The fact that Vlad gives his shirt, acknowledges the fans, etc., shows how much better players don't do it. He could do it with a lot more with his work ethic in general. He's the backup right back, for Christ's sake. Poor Vid. You are retarded. The reason why you're retarded, is because you didn't get any single point that I made in that fucking video. I didn't get, this is the problem with people. They hear what they want to hear. You click on 1 minute of the vid, you hear what you want to hear. Vladimir Sufal can fuck himself. Not literally, because no one can. But fuck yourself. Please. But for the love of God, one good season does not give you the right to do shit at this club, to be complaining about game time. You complaining about game time. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's in your place. You fucking bellend. No one's playing over Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We're 17th. He's been one of the best right backs in the league. That says a lot about him.
He wins that ball so much.
And Sufal, just fuck off, bro. You're going on a free, bro. Why are you even talking? Why are you even talking if you're leaving on a free? You shouldn't be talking. I don't care about, my kids are at West Ham. You think you're the only person that is in a situation where their kids are playing for the academy or their kids are in school and they've got to move because their fucking family is moving as well? You think you're the only footballer in that situation? No, you're not special.
Same thing happened to Payet.
Everything, it's happened to every fucking footballer.
Danny Dyer told the story. Danny Dyer told the story how his kid went to the same preschool as Payet's kid. And then when Danny Dyer found out Payet was moving back to Marseille because he went and took his kid to daycare and realised Payet's kid's peg wasn't on the wall.
So Sufal thinks he's special. You see, every footballer that move from their home country to another country has to go through the same thing. Every footballer that has moved a league. How do you think Zaha's kids feel that he's moved from fucking Turkey to fucking France to Turkey to the MLS or whatever, yeah? He's moved country 3 times, 4 times in the past 2 years. How do you think his kids feel? They have to move with him all the time.
How do you think Morata's kids feel?
Yeah, he's constantly just in the suitcase, constantly. How do you?
The kids can't even unpack their toys.
Exactly. But this guy thinks he's special, even though he's been at the same club for 4 years. Who cares, bro? Who cares? Because you wanted to move to fucking Fulham in January transfer window. Let's say they come back in for you. You could still play in fucking or live in East London and go west every day. There's players that live in London and go Manchester every day when they play for Man United. Apparently, Ericsson lives in London. He goes to Manchester United every day. Like, bro, it's not that deep. I don't care about your life.
Fucking Mourinho was travelling from London to Manchester. He was living in a hotel.
Because he wanted to
making that commute.
He didn't move from fucking Chelsea when he left Chelsea. Every time he came back to England, he just moved to the same hotel where he lived. He moved because it's a nice area. No one wants to live in fucking North London and Manchester. No offense, Musty. No one wants to live there. Who cares? Sufal, go home, sell groceries or some shit. I don't care.
Put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, put the fucking cabbage in the grocery bag. Like, I don't care. Just go and sell a cabbage, go and throw it at Steve Bruce. Don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about your life. You think I have to care about every single footballer's life when I'm supporting this club? Do you care about my life? You get paid 100 grand a week. I get paid fucking 400 a month or some shit, bruv. Like, the hell? I don't get your money. I don't get your money. You think I have to care about your life? You're complaining about game time. I'm complaining about your existence being here. Fucking game time. Oh, poor me. I don't get to play because I'm shit. Yes, rightfully so you don't get to play. Rightfully fucking so. And you're complaining about game time. And nobody's calling this out. Nobody on YouTube, nobody on Twitter, nobody on Instagram, nobody on TikTok is calling this out because he gives his fucking shirt to fans. He's complaining about game time and he's shit. You put in a shit performance against Southampton. Against Southampton. I'm not saying it's his fault, by the way, that we lost. But you're part of the problem. The reason why I'm going in on him is because he's complaining about game time. That's why I'm singling out the backup right back. Because if Kudus was coming out and talking about, I'm not happy here, I would be going in on him as well. If fucking Cresswell was doing it, I'll be here all day. Cussing him out. I've been cussing him forever. Don't get me started on him. We'd be here for another 2 hours. I could cuss Cresswell for every hour of every year that he's been here. He's been here since 2014. He's still at my club. And then people, when he has a good game, people talk about, keep him for another year. And then say this squad needs a massive rebuild. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't have both things. You can't. You can't have both things. You're saying players should be squad players, but then say the squad needs a massive rebuild. Why are we talking about squad players when we need starters? Why do we always do this as football fans? Even not even just my club. Every fucking fan base does this. We need a squad player. Do you have good enough starters? If you don't, I ain't trying to hear about squad players. I'm trying to hear about level raisers. When I talk about level raisers, the level you are at now, you have to improve every time. Buy players like that. Buy players like that. Buy players that are going to improve you. We've got Wan-Bissaka, but go and buy a right back that's better than him. Because that's how a club should be run. So then when we have Wan-Bissaka and the right back is settling in, we've still got Wan-Bissaka. So when he does get injured, we don't have a bozo like Sufal playing. We have another right back who raises the level. But he's a different type of right back. Similar to how we have with Emerson and Skulls. The level doesn't drop really. We've got someone different for both things. You think when Stevo's injured, I want to see Mavropanos? No. I don't. Go and buy players that are level raisers. I want to see improvements. If you don't, we will get relegated next year. Because we're 17th now. So if you don't invest in the squad, we will be in a relegation. We will be with Sheffield United and them, man, if they get promoted. Burnley and them, man, if they get because they're promoted. We will be there. And you think I'm going championship in that stadium? You can fuck right off. I'm debating doing a fucking watch along. Like, what am I talking about? Oh, big up to Luca, by the way. Hope you're well. Like, what am I talking about? I'm on the train and I've got to remind myself that I'm talking about West Ham. I'm regretting starting a YouTube channel. I like having this channel. I like this channel. We're growing. But I don't want to talk about this club. I don't want to talk about it. If I didn't start the channel in 2021, I want to be watching West Ham. I want to be watching this club. I have to watch because I have to fucking talk about it. It's not even my fucking job. It's not even my job to talk about this shit. But I'm talking about it. That's why I don't do shows about West Ham. Not just because people don't watch them, but I don't want to talk about it for hours. I don't even talk about West Ham on a fucking GVO show. I don't talk about West Ham. I've got a 20 fucking minute run about this fucking club. I've got a 20-minute run. I don't talk about this club. I've got to go tomorrow and talk about this club twice. I've got to talk about this club twice on 2 different channels.
Twice.
I've got to go tomorrow and talk about the fucking club again. And then the next day, talk about the club again. And the next day, talk about the club again. I've got to talk about this club every fucking day of my life. My friends that don't watch football are like, haha, West Ham lost. My friends that don't watch football, they're laughing at me. They don't give a fuck. They can't name you a West Ham player. And they're laughing at me. I'm used to this shit. Getting laughed at for fucking existing in football. But I'm tired of it. I'm tired. That's why I never back my chat when it comes to this club. You think when I'm going to Arsenal away, I'm like, fucking hell, yeah, Alfie, we're going to beat you lot. Even though we did. I'm not going to be like that before the fucking game and that. When we're coming up against Chelsea and Spurs, teams I hate, I'm not backing my chat. I think we're going to lose. I've never been like this. I've never been like when positive or anything about West Ham ever, even when we were good. I've never been positive. Only thing I guaranteed said was that we're going to win the Conference League. That's the only thing I guaranteed said. We're going to win that. And we did. Fuck you know. Is Wan-Bissaka back from Brighton? I assume so, because it was only a knock. But big up Josiah. Big up Deck as well, who's a Wolves fan. Mike's and Alfie. I'm scared to chat now because I was the joke all season in this chat channel. But yeah, pick up you both. Yeah, honestly, bro, like, Vitor Pereira's gone on a run. Gone on a good run. So 5 games in a row, is it? 5, 6 games in a row? That's a good streak. That's a good streak. No matter who you're playing. And you're now joined 13th or whatever it is. Like, fair play. Fair play. Because everyone around you is shit, bro. Like, Everton are doing so all right. But Tottenham, Man United, West Ham, nah. Everyone's shit. Everyone lost. All 3 of those teams lost. If you said to me before the start of the season, I would be competing with Tottenham and Man United, I would have predicted this. I would have said, what the fuck would have happened to Tottenham and Man United? Everyone was predicting West Ham to finish in Europe. I was trying to say to people in every prediction show I was on, we don't do that round here. When you expect us to do something good, we don't do it. We had a new manager and 10 new players. That's not how life works. You can't even do that on Football Manager straight away. Even on Football Manager, the players have got to settle in. So, like, when you said, if you was going to say, I'm competing with Man United and Tottenham, I would have predicted this. I would have been like, what the fuck happened to Man United and Tottenham? And I'm still asking what the fuck happened to Man United and Tottenham. But guess what? Do you know what makes this even worse? You know what makes this even worse? The reason why I'm so angry is because I've got to go next week and watch 4 teams I hate. 4 teams I hate in a fucking semi-final on every European competition. Chelsea in a semi-final Conference League, I expected that. But Tottenham and Man United in the fucking Europa League and you man in the Champions League, I've got to watch every single day. Every single day, I've got to watch a different fucking team I hate in a fucking semi-final. And you know what? I'm going to go out and say it. It's very possible that both North London teams are going to win a fucking trophy. It's very possible. Because if Barcelona beat Inter, Arsenal have probably won the Champions League. Tottenham have probably won the Europa League.
I tweeted out earlier that it's actually crazy. There could be a North London derby UEFA Super Cup on the cards.
I think it will happen. Low key.
Who's winning it?
Fuck knows. I don't care. At that point, I don't care. At that point, fucking exterminate this fucking sport. Like, because Tottenham will win the Europa League. Like, forget their loss tonight. They rose it for Frankfurt, no matter how shit they were. They're gonna beat what's their name, Bodo Glimt. They're gonna beat Bozo Glimt, and then they've already beaten Man United twice. Man United haven't even scored against them. So let's say Man United get through, they'll beat Man United. I know they've got Bilbao, but Man United for some reason weirdly turn up in the Europa League, no matter how shit they are.
If Bilbao win that semi-final against United, I can't see Spurs beating Bilbao. I can see them beating Bodo Glimt and getting to the final, but I can't see them beating Bilbao. Especially with it being at Bilbao Stadium as well.
I don't even care if it's one team winning a European competition. I can't have this. Because, if Arsenal win the Champions League, I've got to go out in Chadwell Heath and just see Arsenal shirts.
I might just rock up to Chadwell Heath that day, just to piss you off. It won't happen, don't worry, Mike. We ain't winning the Champions League. I'm saying that now. We're not winning it.
I don't know, bro. I think any team that beats Real Madrid will got a good chance.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can see if Barca beat Inter Milan in their semi-final, I can see it going the same way as it did in 2006.
Nah, I think they'll be too reliant on Yamal. I know you're too reliant on Saka, but at least Martinelli's been good recently. I know Rafinha's on a bit of a dip. But we'll come to that, I guess. But if Inter get through, that's my only hope. Like, because I think Inter will beat Arsenal. But I've been saying if it's not Real Madrid, then Inter will win the Champions League. I've been saying that from the start. And I like it. I've always liked Inter, so it'll make it even worse if you guys beat Inter, because that will be even more impressive if you and somehow unlock that low block. Because there will just be two teams just defending for their lives, like, and then Inter might sneak it. Inter's the team for me, like, because I think if it's Inter PSG, Inter definitely win. That's not even close. For me, that's not even close. I think PSG play into Arsenal's hands, but yeah, we'll see when we come to that as well. We'll preview that next week. Mike, it was a humble tramp in the room. I thought doom and gloom, but I knew guys legit the biggest transfer scare. You see the stats since the takeover, but I have. Always weren't a bad team. Same in my humble opinion as West Ham. Find the right gaffer. Do you know what it is as well? I was thinking about this. I always say I was thinking about this earlier today, but it's true when I say that. With Vitor Pereira, I think I'm going to form an actual opinion on him next season, because I want to see what he's like with his own preseason and with just his own team and maybe a couple transfers in. I know you guys have got a couple transfers in already with Manetzi, etc. And the centre back, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But for me, it's similar with like Amorim and Potter, for example. I know Amorim's doing bad right now, but I want to see him next season. Potter has no excuses next season as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think this, especially over the last few games, do you think it's just a case of Potter saying, you know what, fuck the rest of this season off, let's start preparing for the summer? Do you think he's already started looking at who he wants to bring in to the team come the start of the transfer window?
I think that was always my thing when he came in. My phrase was, "This is the preseason."
Yeah.
This rest of the season is like, I'm going to play my system. We're going to see who is going to die at sea, and then I'm going to pick who I like. That's why we haven't seen Alvarez. Alvarez was left out of the squad rumoredly, apparently, because he doesn't like him. Rightly so. Thomas Suchek has been on the bench. As much as he's actually been our best midfielder this season, because he finds a goal, he doesn't fit what Potter's trying to do. Ward-Prowse is shit.
Do you think, in that case, Potter may keep Suchek as a squad player?
No, because I don't think any team. I don't think, because he doesn't want to leave, so he might just stay as a sub player. But I don't think it'll be out of manager's choice. I think it'll be a choice of circumstance where, as much as we need like 3 new midfielders, we're not going to sell them, because Ward-Prowse needs to leave, but on his wages at his age, nobody's going to want him. I think Alvarez will leave because for some reason teams like him, but he might look better in another league or whatever. But I just think he's shit, if I'm completely honest. But he's not completely old. Guido Rodriguez will probably leave and go back to Spain. Soler will probably not buy him on a permanent, even though I think if we can get him for under 20 million, we should. Like, I think the rest of the season is who's going to work and who isn't going to work. I think Emerson's going to leave because he's got 1 year left, which is a shame because he's one of our better players, and I think he's very consistent. And I would like to have Skulls have a like an older left back to guide him, but I'm sure we'll buy someone next season if we can. But he's already hinted at there's not going to be much of a rebuild, which is worrying. Because if there's not going to be much of a rebuild, we're fucked, mate. I promise you, we're fucked. I promise he'll get sacked. He'll get sacked. He'll fall on his own sword. Because these players can't be coached. These players don't. Some of these players don't want to be here. Some of these players don't want to be here. Kudus doesn't want to be here. Sufal obviously doesn't want to be here. Ward-Prowse doesn't even look motivated. But he just looks shit as well.
Who do you look to bring in then? Like, who do you think at this point in time could come into the team and fix some of the problems that you guys have been having?
In terms of players, I'm not too sure. I think what we're going to target is the championship, because that's what we've been linked with before, like high-end championship players to.
What's for players like from like Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United, players like that? Essentially, players of the teams that are in the playoffs but missed out on going up. Those sort of players.
Yeah. So we've been linked with a few Sunderland players, and I don't mind, depending on which player. Dan Neil
I reckon Job might be a good move for you.
So it is with him. When I've watched him, I think he's starting to be a great championship player. So I don't know whether he'll rise to the Premier. I think if he is going to be a Premier League player, he'd have to have a year to settle in. And for me, I need players that are ready now. That's my only thing with the championship. Like, there's some championship signings here that will come into your team and then instantly they'll hit the ground running like an Eze. But there's other championship players that need a year to settle in. Like I don't know who's a good example. Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen's actually a good example. Bowen was like, we signed him in the middle of a season. Then the next full season he was all right. But we actually all demanded a bit more from him. And then the next season, he was like the Bowen we all know and love. We are like a mini Spurs managers have how much voice that Mendes. Yeah, Mendes is that's the thing with Wolves. I was about to say, like, Wolves don't have a bad squad. They actually, as much as you guys don't invest, you don't have a bad squad. I think you just needed a couple of centre backs to be a bit more solid, and that was it. Because you've got good midfielders, you got attackers that are effective. So we'll see what happens next season. I don't think Wolves should be around this space. I think they should be a mid-table team, like with the squad they have. If you guys want to go for more, I rate the ambition. I rate the ambition if you want to go for more as fans, and if you have the standard of we want Europe. Is Areola gone as well? I think so. I think both of the goalkeepers are gone. If not, then just one of them. Well, Fabianski is like we always had him a year extension, and he's 40 now. And so I think we're either going to give him a year and maybe just get a new goalkeeper, sell Areola, new first team goalie, or we get 2 new goalies in.
I've heard your links with Ramsdale.
Yeah. A lot of those links, though, are from like journalists that are like meaty.
Would you?
No.
No?
I was sort of low concentration. Always lets the ball go under his arms like this. Which is when he's saving the ball. Like, I don't think he's a terrible keeper, but I don't think he's like, the problem is people either like overrate him or overhate him. Like, for example, I don't think he's the reason why he's been relegated 4 times, for example. Like, but I don't think he's a fantastic or
he doesn't help himself.
No, he doesn't help himself with his concentration. But I don't think he's either. I don't think he's level of like you could be a great mid-table keeper, even like a Pickford, for example. Pickford's not questionable, but he does great for Everton every year, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves. To be honest with you, like as much as he has the odd Bozo moment, people focus on that one moment instead of discussing his whole season. He was the reason why Everton didn't get relegated under Lampard. Him and Richarlison. They carried Everton.
Part of the reason why they didn't get relegated the past couple of seasons as well.
Yeah.
I think him and Decore were their 2 best players.
Yeah, Decore is solid player.
Decore, that goal against Bournemouth kept him up.
Yep. That was
22-23, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I watched the top 5 comp of like best like relegated like winners to like get the team out of relegation. That was like put us first, and I think it's up there. I
Who
think
else is up there?
Ronnie Yeager against Stoke all them years ago when Wigan survived. Um,
Oh my god, yeah.
Carlos Tevez for us when we're the Great Escape.
Old Trafford,
Yeah,
07.
yeah, yeah. There was a few. I've forgotten the others, but like a lot of West
I'm
Brom
pretty
wins.
sure there was one for West Brom. Yeah, I was going to say West Brom.
Yeah, it
Oh
was.
04, 05.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
they
Yeah,
won their game and the players were all gathered in the dugout, hearing the
yeah,
news, and then they stayed up and went mental.
yeah. So it was some of those goals.
See, the thing is, I've never been in that situation. I've never ever had the understanding of what it's like to survive on the last day. But I can imagine that the idea of surviving relegation on the final day is just as good, or if not better, than finding out you've won a trophy or won the league. I feel like the
It's
buzz is a lot like it's a lot higher.
you know what it is. It's more like I don't know what it feels like, but what I've gathered from like other fans, it's like more relief. It's like that euphoric relief where
Mm.
it's just like
Like,
thank
fuck.
God that didn't happen. Like the panic is over, sort of thing. It's like now I can rest. It's more like that. I think obviously the trophy feeling's a lot higher,
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like the relief is like it's mad. It's like oh my God, thank God I can relax. It's like you know when you finally like you're on low sleep and you finally get to the end of the day, you just lay on your bed and you're straight asleep. That's what it's like. That's the kind of the best way to describe it. What about Enzo Lafi? The thing is, Enzo Lafi is on loan at Sunderland from Roma, so it will be kind of difficult. But I don't know whether if Sunderland get promoted, they might get him on a permanent. I think there's maybe like a option in their loan deal to get him on a permanent. He should be in the Championship. We are a shop window team. Mike always said this, and we all know it. Since Mendes is back, we are open for business and penetration. It's true. It's true. Because there's links of Cunha close to Man United, which makes a lot of sense.
United will fucking ruin him.
Probably.
Just like they ruin everyone.
Oh, yeah. Because that's the thing. He actually does suit them because of the formation. He actually does, like, he's a good player. But
He does suit them, but like we've already established, United right now is a cesspit.
yeah.
It is rotten. Like that club is rotten.
Like, bro, if they buy Cunha and then just keep Hoyland, like, what's the point? Like, who's he got to work off? Ramsdale's a clown, in my opinion. I must be honest. I love got a lot of wins without Cunha on principle and did it well. I hate you, just motherfuckers. I hear that. I hear that because Cunha's just been twerking. So that must be annoying. Must be
See,
annoying.
that doesn't even make sense to me because when we were linked with Cunha, he instantly went and signed a contract.
But
He
I think it was
instantly went and
because
signed the extension.
you know what people do now. When a contract used to be a thing where they're never going to leave. Now what clubs do, they do it as like okay, sign a contract now.
Drive the price up.
Yeah, drive the price so we can get more for you in the summer, but you'll definitely leave in the summer, sort of thing. So this was for me, this was always going to happen. It just wasn't going to be in January. Wolves already loved the manager more than Cunha. He fucked up. And that's the thing as well. I don't because people were saying like, oh, when Neto leaves, Wolves are fucked. And don't get me wrong, Wolves struggled this year, but Neto would like he's a great player, but he wasn't available. He wasn't available, so it like for most of the time because he's injury prone. Well, Cunha, again, good player, but other players are going to rise and step up because the league is not that good. So Wolves will survive next year, but there's going to be other players that are there that will rise. There's that they've still got a midfielder Andre and João Gomez, who are a solid pairing. Like they're a two-man midfield, but they do the job well. You got an Nori who will rise.
They've got
There's
a good
other
striker
players.
as well in Strand Larson.
Yeah, Strand Larson, he's a good player. He's a good player. It just needs to click for him. If you get the right players around him, he'll be fine as well. Like, so yeah. Now that's how we weren't happy. He left, but he didn't be a bitch or make noise. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not calling him a Judas, but I'm saying like people said that Neto was like once Neto left, Wolves were fucked and all that because it's just like people don't like comprehend that there are 11 players on the pitch. I know there wasn't ever everyone that everyone's not of Neto's quality, but he was never available. So, and Wolves survived without him for most of the time. And yeah, he didn't always perform. He's a great player, but Wolves had other players to rise. Potter is frustrating me, but I'm not Potter out. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, bro. Like, I think no one's immune from criticism at your club. You see, every football club, every single player, there could be 15, there could be 45. They're not immune from criticism. No one is. If they're playing on a pitch, if they're guiding your team, cool. But the reason why I'm not Potter out is because I didn't have any fucking expectation in the first place. I said, get me to the end of the season, get your style of playing, see who you want in and out, and then get me to pre-season, and then cool. Then we keep the same energy for everyone. I was Lopetegui out 4 or 5 games in after the Chelsea game because he had a pre-season to work on, and our team looked different every week. You see, if that looks the same again next season, I will be Potter out because you had a pre-season to prepare. Now, whether you have a transfer window or not is irrelevant, because if you don't get a transfer window and you're at this club and you're failing, you should know what club you were getting into. It's that Amorim. I don't feel sorry for Amorim. You knew what you were getting with Man United. It's that with Potter. You should know what you're getting with West Ham. If you don't get backed or not. Simple as that. So if you don't get any transfer, if you don't get any players in, then cool. Well, you got to work with what you have somehow. You got to adapt. Don't be stubborn. But I'm not going to completely blame you. But you will have to go. Is that anyone? Is that any manager? Like, you get forced in a situation that you don't want to be in because it wasn't meant to be what it was meant to be. You still have to adapt. It just in general in life. Like, we can't just be like, well, I'm not going to adapt because I didn't expect this. Well, that's not how life works. It's never been how life works. So there you go. Yeah, so we won't fuck with them if they give effort. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, Neto at least didn't throw his toys out the pram. Now, I'm sure Wolves fans are frustrated as well because this happened with Mateus Nunes. He refused to train and went to City. Now he's out right back. But I know he played well there, but fucking hell, like, this guy was a centre mid. Pep is a fucking demon, bro. Something's wrong with him. But listen, gonna end it there, people. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to subscribe. Alfie's link is in the title. What you got coming up, bro?
Well, tomorrow I'll have my match preview ahead of the Crystal Palace game coming out. And as for next week, we've got the watch along for the first leg of Arsenal against PSG. So make sure you guys are tuned in for that. We'll be live on the 29th of April from 7:30 p.m, going through all the build-up and then watching the game. So make sure you're there.
Yeah. Go and check that out, people. Go and check that out. What am I going to have coming? I'm going to have bare videos, bare clips, bare videos of past streams and just other things. The Rico case will be this week as well.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
It will be this week. We will be there. Just give me at least one more day. And the earliest it will come out, maybe tomorrow if I can get it done in time. But if not, it will be sometime this week.
And make sure, if you haven't seen it already, make sure you watch part 3 of GVOSC's funniest moments from the last stream. It was an absolute brilliant show, and we did really well.
Yeah, we did really well. And listen, Pro Clubs is always fun, but Pro Clubs is always funny as well. Don't get me wrong, it took me 2 hours to fucking edit that video, but it was worth it. Fuck it. But big up to Josiah. Yeah, Conceição is leaving Milan, apparently. And big up to Deck. But yeah, take care, people. Take care. Hold on. Yeah, take care, people.